knock on the door, perhaps literally, on Sylvester Rookie. Run number 2 then. This time it's Rookie that leads, and much quicker, but also much wider goes Drusis. That was rather egregiously wide, and it knocked Rookie offline. And, well, Drusis has continued with the run, but I suspect that that tap that sent Drusis wide is going to be Drift Spec, just because it's a little bit taller than maybe some of the coupes we typically see, but pedaled to perfection, I'm sure. Let's see what Jose Duran can do. Closer to clip point 1 there from Dekov following. Duran certainly looked a bit more committed there through the run to the second turn, and old Dekov just completely drops the drift there, and that certainly would be Duran 1 point up for sure. The last 2 trips through the Okayama drift course then. And Sinkunas will lead us away. Nice angle there from Sato through the first corner. Approaching clip 1, certainly at full lock and full commitment, but then losing the angle massively there through clip 4. Petrov then takes control for this one. Very fast in from Bilic there, a bit wide of clip 1 and not really with the angle through clip 2 either. Oh, and a tag. That is very aggressive from Bilic. A bit ambitious from Bilic, and well, as the leader. Big angle into the corner there from Bilic. Mirroring very nicely Petrov's line, and Petrov tags the wall there. That's going to surely sway it in favour of Bilic. Was a very impressive pair of runs, and Bartek a bit slow out of the gates there, but we're underway now. Very nice through the first section. Kempinski there getting very close, and Madej completely breaks the drift, and well, that was the biggest crash we've seen so far today. One more time, okay. Well then, this has been a lot of screen time for these two. Look at that entry from Kempinski. That was a lot of speed, a clip there of the wall from Bartek. Bartek a lot closer to the second of the walls. Also, I think a bit smoother through that final corner. That's a tough one to on Suthonsa, who Suthonsa ran solo earlier on in the top 32. So this will be his first time leading today. Denis Ivanov a little way back from Suthongsa early doors, and it was a little bit uncoordinated from all parties there. Suthongsa very shallow on entry, and Ivanov very shallow on entry there, and I feel like Ivanov just didn't have control for most of that run. Came in a couple of car lengths. Ivanov versus Stethongsa. Take two. Stethongsa a lot closer to Ivanov from the start of the course there. Oh, and the clip there for Ivanov on the wall. That means he completely misses clip 3, and he's going to get the second wall as well. Well, I think that's... that one's a fairly obvious call, isn't it? Stethongsa, Ivanov. Ivanov with the shot at redemption as leader, but Stethongsa just needs a reliable run here, and I think it'll fall in his favour. Both of them very wide of clip 1. Both of them, though, very, very close to the wall. Bit of grass kicked up there by Ivanov. And he's gone way too deep into the final clip point there. There's a lot of angle involved in that run, but what can David Zwolinski do? Felt like he had the edge after that first run. Good entry there from Santos, but too shallow. Over the grass into the wall. Santos more than a little wild there. Both good through clip 4, clip 5, I'd say. Very close there at the end, Zwolinski. Second half of the top 16 shootout then, and let's see who comes out on top in this one. That was a very nicely executed first corner there from our leader, Ostraka, but Hugon wrapping, or rather hugging the inside of the first apex. Pretty even. Although Hugon, I think, momentarily lost the drift there towards the end in the first half of the final apex. Bigger cars then. The Evo 10. Tyler Buller, alleged to have maple syrup on the tyres, up against Damian Serviek. It's Buller in the Mustang that follows, and goodness me, that was a very fast entry. I thought he was going to collect the Evo there, just about got it stopped. Wasn't the best angle for entry either. Bit of a hip check there. And Serviek, I'm rather shocked he wasn't in for a Kinder Surprise there, as they went into the first corner with Buller's sheer speed on entry. As they tandem drift. Awesome shot. We await a decision. Paulius Sinkunas up against Jose Duran. Supra versus Evo. Lithuania against Spain. Coming towards the end now of our top 16 runs. And it's Jose Duran that will lead us away firstly in the big Evo. Oh, and a nudge before the entry zone there from Jose Duran. That was from Sinkunas to Jose Duran. And Duran did very well to make the corner after that. They've both had a good run here through the final clip point, and well, certainly I feel like Duran did a very good job of keeping that out of the wall and out of the gravel trap after the Supra failed to use its own brakes. Here we are. This is the lay of the land then. Here are your final 8. A very compelling mix as we go to a brief break, and we'll then pick up the action in the quarterfinal. Here they go then. Bilic. Both of them very nice at clip point 1. Little more angle there for Bilic through clip 2. But both of them very synchronized there. And a little bit of a tap from Kempinski. I think Bilic may just have the edge in that, but a very closely fought run there. Sets the standard this time. Both again getting clip one. Absolutely perfect. Full commitment from both parties through the first turn. Bit wide there from Bilic, and then subsequently, I think, just overcorrecting there to avoid the wall. He was a bit shallow into clip 6. That wasn't the best second half of that run. It will be Supercorns Thongsa who leads it then. Here they go. It's a close fought run through the first corners. Zwolinski tagging Thongsa there. A bit spirited there from Zwolinski. Although Thongsa was maybe a little bit slow rather than Zwolinski being fast. It's hard to judge that. Some very impressive runs as the chase driver so far today. Both of them a little bit wide at clip 1. Bit more angle there from Zwolinski. Big old angle of attack from him. Very smooth through the latter half. Zwolinski did very well. One can go on. Sylvia versus Evo, 90s versus 2000s, in fact, late 80s versus 2000. Better part of 20 years separating these cars. The Evo 8, of course, launched in 2008. Here we go. A Straker then leading them. And look at that angle going in. A Straker. Brilliant through clip 1, 2, and 3. Right on the edge of the circuit through 3 and 4. Bit of a tap there from the Evo, and that sends a Straker into a spin. Serviek there was for a spot in the final 4. And Serviek a bit closer to the apex there at clip 1. Both very nice through 3 and 4. A lot more committed from a speed perspective there from a Straker, but Serviek, I think, was a bit closer to the wall. He drifted out a bit too wide, though, at the final clip on exit. Run with the sister BMW was a little bit scruffy. Let's see what he can do this time up against the big Mitsu. Very wide, hits the wall. Sisilski has faltered there in a big way. That is not the start he needed. We're underway then. Jose Duran will lead run number 2. And Duran with a nice run through the first 2 points there. Oh, and Sisilski again, a little bit clumsy there. That surely defines this run in favour of Jose Duran. I don't think there's any disputing that. Sisilski. Here we are then. Everyone now gets to run twice more. Who's going to be in the final? Who's going to be in the fight for third place? Let's find out. Have a Straker against Kempinski. That's not the information we have. Well, that's the information that's correct. We're off. Kempinski versus a Straker. Kempinski that leads it. Nice angle there through clip 2. Both of these guys running very well indeed. Super close together through clip 5, clip 6. But a Straker a little tidier there at the end of the run. And And it's a Straker that leads it. Oh, that was an interesting entry there from Kempinski. A Straker, nice through. Number 5, number 6. Oh, and a strike there from the Nissan to the older Nissan. Waiting for confirmation here. A Straker does indeed go through. Kempinski then between Jose Duran and Zvolinski. And it is Duran that will follow for this first run. And it's a nice go through the first 2 clips for Zvolinski there. Very close though as Jose Duran, maybe slightly sacrificing some angle there, but who will make it into the grand final here? Jose Duran. Will lead Zvolinski as we begin our final semi-final run. That's a nice line there from Zvolinski, but a little closer and braver to the wall there at clip 2 for Duran. Oh, but it's wide for Zvolinski, and that mistake is surely going to put a pin on his chances at getting into the final. Still no word from the powers that be in the judges area. There it is. Jose Duran is confirmed as through. Final, let's have a look. We already know, of course, who's going where, but it is a Straker versus Duran for gold. And then it'll be Zvolinski versus Joseph Kempinski for bronze. We'll watch that with bated breath in the next few moments. Here comes our run for bronze. It's Zvolinski versus Kempinski in this final. Jose Duran, of course, is in the gold run here. Kempinski in the Nissan Z. The S15 with Zvolinski, and I think Zvolinski may have just slightly tagged Kempinski there. Both of them a bit wide at clip 1. A little bit of extra bravery and commitment there from Kempinski in the Z. Going through clip 4 and 5. This event for sure. Who will be judged as our third best of the day? Here comes Zvolinski then. Nice entry, albeit nearly a reverse entry and a bit wide there. That could work against him, although he nails clip 2. And very committed as well. Slight strike between the two cars, but very committed stuff from Zvolinski through clips 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, that was incredibly close. Waiting their final. A Straker is there. This is final A. This is for all of the marbles, as it were. The gold awaits for one. Straker will lead us through the first run of 2 here. In final A, there go the lights. The next 2 runs will determine our first winner in the 2024 SIMGEAR Drift Competition Series. And it's a really good entry from both parties there. A Straker a little bit more angular, a little bit more committed through the first 2 clips. Oh, but a side strike there from Duran. That unsettles a Straker. And that can only really be judged against Duran. It's a Straker and Duran. Duran leading in the Evo 10. Here comes a Straker to follow him through what could be our very final run of the day. Duran with a nice angle on entry. A bit closer to the apex there was a Straker. A bit of a, oh wow, wonderful symmetrical switching there through 3 and 4. Both of them perfectly in tandem. A beautiful run from both parties. Maybe Duran with the slight angle edge there. Ski wins bronze. Silver, of course, will go to Jose Duran, but it is Martinez Straker who has performed a wonderful event. From the very first run to the day, he looked like a force to be reckoned with. Felt like he was certainly going to make the final 8, maybe the final 4 for sure. And, well, he's gone all the way. Over 65 qualified for this event. Only 32 got to this evening's procedures. They'll get the chance to try and qualify again for our next round. That will be Mondello in Ireland, Silverstone and Portimao to come as we hit 4 fabulous destinations in the world of drifting. Of course, it had to start in Japan, the spiritual home of all things drift. And it is the wonderful S13 Martinez Straker who puts himself forward as our first winner. Thank you so much for watching. This one has taken a little while, we grant you, but it's been great entertainment. We hope you'll join us again. Make sure to look at bullers.com. You see it there on the bottom of your screen. Subscribe to Pitlane.TV for more of this and more from the other side of the digital divide as well. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again in a fortnight's time at Mondello Park.